Hello. I wasn't expecting to see anyone else in the woods today. Are you a fellow woodland creature? You don't look like a fairy or a troll, a giant. Are you a human? Oh, this is wonderful. I've always wanted to meet a human. I've heard about them in the books that I read. A real human. That's wonderful. Why are you in the forest today? How did you get here? This is an enchanted forest. Wow. Interesting. A witch, you say? It must have been a bad witch. You see, there are good witches and there are bad witches. I think, unfortunately, you stumbled across a bad witch. You say she bewitched you. She tricked you. Did she make you eat or drink anything strange? Yes. You see, rule number 1, never accept any food or drink from a witch. You'd think that would be common sense, but apparently it's not. I've heard many tales of humans getting trapped in our world. Lucky for you, I know just the trick to get you back to the human land. But first, I think it might be some fun to help you get ready for your travels. It is a long and grueling journey, and I think maybe helping you relax and maybe giving you like a self-care treatment might be good. It seems like you have a lot of dirt all over your clothes, all over your face, and leaves in your hair, and I think maybe treating you might be nice. I've always wanted to spend some quality time with a human. Do you think we could do that together? Amazing. Oh, I'm so excited. Well, first of all, I thought that I could light a candle. Us fairies love candles, especially these that smell like the seasons. I have this one, which is more for the Christmas time, and this one reminds me of All Hallows Eve. Do you celebrate All Hallows Eve? Halloween? I've never heard it called such a thing. How do you celebrate? You dress up as creatures and monsters. Have you ever dressed up as a fairy? You have? Oh, that's wonderful. Did you look anything like me? You had wings. That's so unfair. I feel like every other fairy I know has wings. Meanwhile, I don't. And I've been trying really hard all my life to gain my wings. Well, you see, every fairy gains their wings once they've learned a big life lesson. And I feel like I've learned a lot of life lessons, and yet here I am, wingless, in the middle of the woods with a human. I would have guessed. It just feels so different from all the other fairies, and sometimes it's hard. Do you ever feel that? When life just feels hard? Really? That's a common human occurrence. I never would have guessed. It's not a common occurrence in the fairy world. Our lives are amazing, typically. Everyone wakes up, sings a song, cherishes their loved ones, eats wonderful woodland foods. We have animals as friends. I mean, how spectacular is that? We have huge feasts where we celebrate each other, celebrate the harvest. Maybe one day I'll feel like I fit in. So, back to the candles. Would you like to smell heritage pumpkin? Take a nice whiff. I know. There's definitely a dash of cinnamon and nutmeg in there. It's splendid, isn't it? Or would you like holiday cranberry? It's so wonderful. There's a snowflake on the top of this one. Good choice. I also feel like celebrating the winter time. And there we have it, something to set the mood and provide us some positive cranberry wintertime energy. Wonderful. Well, I was thinking that I could start off by cleansing your energy. This is some selenite. So I'm just going to wave it over you and set some positive intentions. What's my name? Oh, how silly. I haven't even introduced myself to you yet. My name is Zoe, and I am a woodland fairy. We are very into nature. It is our way of life. So we live in the forest. We befriend all animals. We use the forest's resources. We are always kind to one another. And each of us has an animal that they feel specifically drawn to. Can you guess what mine is? Very close. It is actually butterflies. From a young age, I have always felt very drawn to butterflies. So whenever I see a butterfly, I always make sure to befriend it. I just think they symbolize growth in such a beautiful way. And they have such wonderful colors in their wings, such variety from species to species. I find them to be mystical creatures. All right, now that I have cleansed your energy, gotten rid of all the negative energy from your treacherous journey here and from that bad witch. Now I'm going to set a new intention with is cinnamon orange clove oil. Have you ever heard of these? Us fairies like to make oils of different plants, trees, anything that we can find in nature. Yeah, there's actually a lot of medicinal properties found in nature. So that's what we use to heal ourselves. Maybe I could heal you too. You want to smell? Yes, it smells very much like fall. Very spicy. So I'm thinking I will just dab some on my fingertips. And then spread this to you. And this will provide positivity, bravery, strength. And a new outlook on your journey. Hopefully it can get you through any more trickery that might be coming your way. For your sake, I hope there is none, but you always must be prepared in an enchanted forest. Wonderful. Now, this potion here will immediately clean you. So you have some dirt on your face, some scratches that I can see, leaves in your hair, more dirt and grime on your clothing. And that's never a good feeling, is it? So I thought that I would show you this wonderful potion. Now I just spray it on you, and you're clean, just like that. Okay, close your eyes for me. How do you feel? You definitely look a lot cleaner. Isn't that just wonderful? Fairy magic is the most powerful in all the land. I have this strengthening potion as well. So if I just take some of this, see how it has specks of fairy dust in it? You've heard of fairy dust, haven't you? This potion, if applied to your nails, will actually give you strength. So if you would give me your nails, I will just paint this on. In case you have to fight any giants or enchanted grizzly bears, cursed mountain lions, you know, the usual. I sincerely hope that you don't have to, that you don't cross paths with any of those creatures, but unfortunately, I have heard tales. We don't like to speak of. But on the positive side, if you do run into any of these creatures, you will have incredible strength. And you'll have bravery as well. Wonderful. They look very shiny. You notice my freckles. kind of you. Yeah, so freckles distinguish each fairy from another. It helps us have individuality, and also they serve as protection from predators. Since our cheeks and noses are so bright and shiny, they can scare off any predators. Kind of like the colors on poisonous animals, like snakes and frogs. I can give you your own freckles if you'd like. What color would you like? I'm wearing purple since that is my signature color. Do you have a birth color? Something that you were assigned when you were younger and now your life is all consumed by it. Isn't that so exciting? The shirt that you're wearing is a shade of blue, so I believe going in with an icy blue will be perfect. Going to apply this to your cheeks and across the bridge of your nose. Now, it's very important to wear these freckles with pride. You must stand tall and confident when you wear these. Wow, you look like a real warrior. Now, I am going to gift you some fairy dust. I know not many humans have ever come across fairy dust. It is something that we hold very sacred in the fairy world. But I think you might need this for your voyage back. So, if it's alright with you, I'm going to sprinkle some all around you. Now that you have been graced by the power of fairy dust, I'll explain what it does. It allows you to shrink yourself or shrink objects around you. Now this can come in handy in case you need to get away from anyone or anything that wishes to attack you. It can also be used in the way that I like to use it. So, I bet you're wondering how I am the same size as you right now. I bet you've read in books that fairies are fairly small. Well, that is the truth. We are very small. So, I like to use fairy dust to grow myself and then shrink myself back when I'm done with my travels. And I may or may not go out into the human world and collect human treasures. Now, nobody from my village knows about this because, I don't know, they just kind of see me as a weirdo or an outsider, so, but it's nice to tell someone. And on that note, would you like to see my house? No, don't worry, I won't take you back to my house or anything. You're not like my prisoner. Fairies are peaceful creatures, for the most part. This is my house. Yes, I live in a mushroom. Don't make fun of me. We're woodland fairies, after all. We live in the woods. Mushrooms are a good resource. This one is purple, my birth color, and pink, and yellow. And it's very cottagecore vibes. I learned that term from the human world. So the way I travel is I will use the fairy dust, grow myself human size, pick up my house from the ground, and then take it with me, because inside my house I have all of my belongings, everything I might need to make a potion, my medicines, my entertainment. We have music, my clothes, my accessories. I have my whole life in here. I can't be expected to travel without my things. So, now you know the biggest fairy secret, what fairy dust actually does. There are a lot of rumors out there about what fairy dust does. So, something I'm going to take out of my house right now and then grow to human size is this shell. My village is near the ocean, and I like to collect shells. I feel they have a majestic curiosity about them. Now, this shell can help us tell when there is danger near. So, since the light of the pearl is off, we're in the clear. It is definitely safe. But if this light ever turns on, it's going to be bad. But don't worry. I've never seen the light turn on, so you're in good hands. Fairies also like to grind up shells that we find that sea creatures are no longer using and make them into makeup. So I have a full face here of shell makeup. So we grind them up and then put pigment in them. Would you like to see some of my collection? This is used for the lips, and I made this color with beet juice. And I even put a little heart in the center to remind myself that I am loved. So, would you like me to put this on you? Okay. Oh, you look wonderful. I'm so glad you like it. Now, this blue, guess what I made it from? I made it from some blue flowers that I came across in a field. Now, this you put on your eyelashes. Wonderful. This blue makes you look more awake. Now I have this pigment that when you put it on the high bones of your cheeks and your nose, the inner corners and under the brow bone and anywhere else you'd like, collarbones even, makes you very shiny and pearlescent. I love stuff like this. Some of the shells that I grind up into powders have glittery pigments in them, so that's how I get this. And also there may or may not be a bit of fairy dust in it. Not enough for you to actually feel its powers or shrink or grow if you put it on your cheeks, so don't worry about that. It is tried and tested by yours truly. Magical. Now, this helps your eyebrows stay in place and your eyelashes too if you'd like, or even if you have some mustache hairs and you want them curled, or doesn't seem like you have a need for that right now, but this is from snail mucin, and I just asked my snail friends to give me some of their extra mucin, and then they say yes, and that's how I make this. So yeah. Eyebrows will not move at all for the rest of the day. Now, this one is one of my favorites. See how it's green in the container? It actually changes colors once it's on your skin. I know, isn't that crazy? I formulated it myself. It's made of a special magic goop. No, I'm not going to tell you where I source my goop. This is my product, but I will let you wear some. See how it's green, and now it becomes pink, so it matches everyone's skin who wears it. It's quite wonderful. And then I'll just pat it in for you. Splendid. I have another thing I want to show you. This is a shrunken down clay model of my best friend. His name is George, and he's a turtle, and his shell is tie-dye. And we just have the absolute best time together. So when I'm on my journeys like this, he stays behind, and I get lonely without him. So I made a little model of him out of clay that I found in the mud, and then put natural pigments in the clay. I just think this is so wonderful. Do you have a best friend? Maybe I could make you a clay model of your best friend. Then again, I don't know that someone who's just wandering alone in the woods would have a best friend. Then again, I'm wandering alone in the woods and I have a best friend. Yet again, he's a turtle, so, Anyway, I have a gift for you. So, you saw the selenite earlier, which cleansed your energy, but I have amethyst, and I attached a little keychain to it. So, not only is amethyst purple, so it could definitely remind you of me on your journey and give you hope every time you think of me, amethyst also has a very calming energy, and it can provide balance and bring you back to your spiritual center. So if you have any anxiety or any negative thoughts that come to you on your voyage back, you just hold this in your hand and you can think of me and you can think of how you're most likely going to make it through alive because of all this stuff I've prepared you with. I mean, you have fairy dust and amethyst, and I cleansed you. Do you love it? Oh, I'm so glad you love it. Okay, here you are. You have a gift for me too? That is so sweet. Have you just been carrying that around this whole time? I didn't even notice it. Oh my goodness. A plant. Is this because you now know I'm a woodland creature? And you know how much woodland creatures love things from the woods? Yeah. Oh, that's so kind of you. I am going to shrink this down and put it in my little house. And I'm going to think of you every time I look at it. Now, I was wondering if I could take a picture of you. I know that this is a human contraption. I may or may not have picked this up the last time I came to the human world. I might have stolen it. But I doubt that its owner misses it. I mean, that was like 2 years ago. Like, the owner's probably dead now, right? How long do humans live? Say seashell. You guys don't say seashell? What do you say? Cheese. That's kind of fun. I love cheese. Well, we do have cows in my village, but we have to shrink them down in order to get the milk and then make the cheese. So maybe it would be smarter to grow using fairy dust and then meet the cows at the same size and milk them and make the cheese, so you have big cheese instead of making little cheese. Because if you make big cheese, then you can feed more people, right? You know, I've never thought... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. The light is on. It seems you're in danger, so I will spare the small talk and give you what you need to get out of here safely. So, strawberries are a very potent and very magical fairy product. We grow these on our farm and only eat them on special occasions, so I was saving one and I have an extra for you, if you'll take it. There you go. So, you'll have to run, and you'll have to go through every bit of the enchanted forest in order to get to safety. But, I mean, you did it before. You got in here, so you can definitely get out. Anyway, when you are at the edge of the forest and you feel safe, bite into this strawberry, and it will take you to the other side, and then your journey will finish. Okay, does that sound manageable? Yeah. I'm so sorry that you ended up here, and I hope, with all sincerity, that you make it. Thank you for the plant and the picture, and I am wishing you the best. I hope you get back safely. And if you do, maybe I will visit you in the human world. I have my ways of getting across interdimensional borders. Don't worry about it. All you have to worry about is that strawberry and running. I'll see you later. I bid you farewell. Oh, wait. False alarm.